Hello everybody, welcome back to Planet X News. This is Scott from the Nibiru channel, July 23rd, 2017. Ladies and gentlemen, what I wanted to talk to you about this morning is the effect of cosmic rays on your body. Now, over the past couple of weeks, I've received a lot of emails pertaining to how people are feeling. I have been getting emails with conditions related to migraine headaches, ringing in my ears, muscle aches, joint pain, gastrointestinal issues, heart issues. All of this is directly related to what is occurring on our planet. You may not think so, but you better think again. Because as I've mentioned before, knowledge is power. Having the knowledge to understand what is happening is the key. Now, myself and the doctor, we've done reports on the effects of cosmic rays on your body. This is a very intense situation when dealing with humans and medical conditions. I myself, I'm very sensitive to this factor. I know my body. The day after Christmas, this past December, I experienced one of the most, well, let's put it this way, one of the scariest moments in my life. On December 26th, at about 4 p.m., we were undergoing intense cosmic rays and solar wind. And on December 26th, in the northeastern part of the United States, the day after Christmas, the temperature was 62 degrees Fahrenheit. Very unusual weather patterns. But what I'm getting to and what I'm getting at, there are explanations, and doctors and scientists have been looking into this for quite some time. The reason why I am over here at spaceweather.com right now is really not to talk about space, other than the effects of cosmic rays on your body and what to look out for. Now, over the last couple of days, spaceweather.com, they've been running a report. However, the report is all the way at the bottom of their homepage. It starts talking about cosmic rays. And I'll just read it to you. It says, "Why do we care about cosmic rays? Question mark. For one thing, they penetrate commercial airlines, dosing passengers and flight crews so much that pilots are classified as occupational radiation workers." Wow. Some research shows that cosmic rays can seed clouds and trigger lightning, potentially altering weather and climate. Furthermore, there are studies 1, 2, 3, and 4 linking cosmic rays with cardiac arrhythmias in the general population. Interesting. You know, over the course of the last couple of weeks, we've been under several intense situations. Back on July 16th, referring back to this coronal mass ejection on the sun. I could only imagine what people flying in airliners and the crew of these airplanes, how much radiation, how much of this cosmic ray intensity they were going through. Could you imagine being in an aluminum airplane flying across the Atlantic, several hours in the air at 30,000 feet? And those heavily charged particles, well, they just go through everything, including the thick aluminum body of a jumbo jet and your body. So you say to yourself, okay, well, how are we tying this in to heart attacks, cardiac arrhythmias? Well, let's just go back and let's talk about some anatomy. Your heart definitely works on an electrical charge. You know, when people pass away, the first thing they do is, if there is a defibrillator around, they try to shock the heart. Shocking the heart may bring it back to its beating stage. So there is definitely some electrical influence in our body. We know that. But there have been many studies over the years. I can find them going back all the way to 2003, 2004, 2005. Doctors and scientists have been looking into this for quite some time. Now let's talk about people who have pacemakers. This is where the big issue comes in. And some of these professional studies, they talk about this situation. They talk about this geomagnetic activity, GMA, as they refer to it. And it's a very serious situation. We're going to go back up here and we'll get into some of the reports. And here's the first one that is located in that article. And this is on the Heart Rhythm website. And this is based on case reports. Here's one of the articles that was written: Cosmic Radiation Induced Software Electrical Resets in ICDs During Air Travel. Now, ICDs, this is just the fancy word for pacemakers. Right down below here, Cosmic Radiation Induced Software Electrical Resets in ICDs During Air Travel. Now, this just wasn't written by anybody, this whole article here. This was written by many, many doctors. And throughout this article, they agree that this situation can wreak havoc on these devices implanted in your body to keep you alive. Over here, related articles: Cosmic Radiation, not science fiction, but clinical reality. Very interesting. Folks, I'm going to leave links to all of these articles just in case you are interested in furthering your knowledge on this type of situation. Now, going back into another article, publicizedmedicine.gov, timing of life-threatening arrhythmias detected by implantable cardioverter defibrillators, pacemakers, in relation to changes in cosmophysical factors. Now, folks, this is an abstract. Okay, this was a professional paper that was written. This just isn't some article publicized on the internet. This was an actual professional paper written. This goes all the way back to 2008. And this goes into the abstract, the background, the methods of their study, and the results, and their conclusions. So this is a very serious matter. There's no doubt about it. I will leave a link to this information also, so you have the chance to read it. The reason why I want you to understand and at least realize this information is very simple. If you yourself have a pacemaker, or you have heart conditions, or your parents, or friends of yours or anyone that you know, under the circumstances, what is happening to our planet, the odds of any one of these individuals having a very serious, life-threatening situation, well, that percentage goes up. Cosmic rays, cosmic radiation, has been impacting our planet severely for the last couple of years. Ladies and gentlemen, nobody is telling you about it, but I'm telling you about it. There are scientists and doctors around the world that have written articles about it. They have published their results. Once again, this is another paper that was written, Cardiac Arrhythmia and Geomagnetic Activity. Very good information. Once again, giving you the background of the study, the methods of the study, the results, and the conclusions. And as you read the information, you know, this is a combined effort with scientists and medical doctors, cardiologists, who understand the human body and the effects of these GMAs, geomagnetic activity. It's very interesting, but in the same time, having this type of information, this type of knowledge, and if you're in this situation where you have a pacemaker or you have heart conditions, you need to know this. You may even want to discuss this situation with your doctor. You can count on the situation getting worse here on our planet, dealing with our sun, cosmic rays, cosmic radiation, solar radiation, high solar winds impacting our planet and impacting your body. So the information is very important. If you look up here, similar articles in PubMed, space weather and human deaths, distribution, 25 years, observation, more papers, more professional papers written on this subject. So this is just not something that I'm making up for YouTube views. No, this is a real situation that's been occurring for a very long time. Once again, a very important professional paper abstract written, clinical, what figures this would have to jump in my way, clinical cosmobiology, sudden cardiac death and daily monthly geomagnetic cosmic ray and solar activity. This was written through a study for 2 years, from 2003 to 2005. There were medical doctors and also scientists who took part in this 2-year study. Once again, this is a very long paper, and I'll give you access to this through a link if you want to print it and read it completely. But it goes once again into the background of the report. And this is a long study. There are some charts and graphs in here. And I've read the whole entire report. And reading the report has prompted me to pass this information on to all of you. You know, I get a lot of these emails lately talking about how you're feeling. And the fact of the matter is, folks, these situations that are occurring with our sun and your body, well, it's real life. There's no doubt about it. We're going to take a look at the sun. And whenever we're taking a look at the sun, we see these massive coronal holes. Now, these are all Earth facing. this coronal hole right there where my cursor is. You may think that, okay, it's rather small. But whenever you look at the size of the Earth, which would be basically a dot where my cursor is, this solar wind brings all of the heavily charged particles from the sun directly towards the Earth, impacting the Earth. And yes, we have to live our day-to-day lives. Yes, you must go outside. But folks, there are ways to protect yourself by having this knowledge, by having this understanding, and keeping yourself up to date daily with what is going on. You know, that is one of my main goals, is to give all of you the opportunity to have a voice to listen to, someone who is out there doing the research, putting together the reports to let you know what's happening. This gives you the opportunity to just go on with your day-to-day life, and when you get time, you can sit down, you can go to our website, go to my YouTube channels, and you could listen to this information. I think this is very critical information. You know, I do know a few people that have these pacemakers. And these pacemakers, yes, they can be, well, you could have major fluctuations in the electrical charge in these pacemakers. You know, if your pacemaker shorts out, well, you're going to have a heart attack. That's a serious situation. But I wanted to get this information out to everyone because so many of these emails that are pouring in are asking me this specific question. What is this doing to our bodies? You know, folks, whenever we are under intense cosmic ray situations and the solar wind, every so often they'll issue a psychiatric report, a warning for people who suffer from bipolarism or psychiatric conditions. This also affects them. They should heed this warning. They should speak to their doctor when understanding that our planet is under this threat during this day or this week. Informing a family member that this is about to occur and you may need some help. It is hard to deal with these situations when you have these types of medical problems. Myself and the doctor put together a report, I think way back in March, maybe even before then, and it was pertaining to what happens to your body. What are some of the conditions that you might feel under this intensity? Now, going back to December of 2016, the day after Christmas, I was affected horribly. I thought that I had the flu, but I was perfectly fine as far as that went. Every muscle in my body, all of my joints, basically paralyzed me. I was on my sofa for 3 straight days. I also ended up having some gastrointestinal problems. My stomach swelled up like I swallowed a basketball, but yet I hadn't eaten anything in 3 days. And this prompted me to start looking into the effects of cosmic rays on the human body. And in fact, I found a wealth of information. You know, we always talk about skin cancer and things of that nature when talking about the sun and the effects on the body. But what we don't understand are the other effects, which we really kind of don't see. You know, you can see skin cancer once you have it. We know all about that. But what we don't know about is the effects of the cosmic rays, the solar radiation. It's very intense. So if you do suffer from any of these conditions, or you start to feel these conditions within yourself, you need to let a family member know. You need to let your doctor know immediately. Don't play around. You know, ladies and gentlemen, if we start going through even more intense situations with our son, you need to have this knowledge. You need to have the understanding on what is occurring with your body. It is always going to be a fight for survival. You know, I wish I had a crystal ball, and I wish I was able to see into the future and tell everyone true facts about what will happen. But I don't have that crystal ball. And that simply means that each and every day we have to continue fighting for the research and the knowledge and fighting into the investigations. People want to stop us. They don't want the information out there. That's horrible. So for all of you that are suffering from these migraines that come on, I get them now. I never had a migraine in my entire 49 years of existence on this planet. But over the last 3 months, they've put me down several times. Went to the doctor. I'm in good health. There's nothing wrong with me. The situation back in December, the day after Christmas, thought I had the flu, but I didn't have the flu. After 3 days, I was perfectly fine. The situation on the sun and the earth changed. I went back to normal. I felt great. But then I started to think, oh my God, what did I just go through? What type of sickness was that? Because it wasn't the flu. And then after reading and researching for days on end, I come to the conclusion that I was a victim of this cosmic ray impact onto our planet. Everybody's different. You know, we're little biological creatures. But for all of you that are seeking the information, I'm going to post links in the description box under this video. Once it's processed after this live stream, I will put all of the links in there. And again, I would advise each and every one of you that, you know, if you suffer from heart conditions, or you have a family member or a friend, now is the time to sit them down. Sit them down for a few minutes and explain to them the situation that is occurring. Wake them up. If you love them and you care about them and you want to make sure that, you know, none of these situations occur in their life, then make them understand what can and will occur. I'll be honest, folks. You wouldn't catch me in an airplane under any circumstance whatsoever. If someone were to award me an all-expense paid vacation to the Mediterranean, to Paris, France, or anywhere where I would have to get on an airplane and fly, I'd turn it down. You wouldn't catch me in an airplane. There is entirely too much going on. And at those levels of 15, 20, 25, 30, 35,000 feet, well, that radiation is, you know, much closer. The impacts are there. But I just wanted to get this information out to everyone in a quick live stream. I also wanted to announce that around 8 o'clock this morning, we're going to be doing a very early morning live stream with Prep Aussie. And he's back on YouTube, back with his investigations and research. And we're going to be sharing some information together. He's a fantastic guy, very, very smart, and brings a lot to the table. So this will give you an opportunity to link up with his new YouTube channel. And then later on in the afternoon today, we are going to be in a live stream with Hush Puppy. Same thing. Fantastic guy. Very, very smart. He's been researching Planet X and the effects on the sun and our planet for years. So we're trying to gather as much information for all of you. We're trying to link you with others that have other forms of information that could be critical. So folks, listen, we really do need you to share these videos. Share them on your Facebook page. Share them on your Twitter. It only takes a few seconds to do this and get the information out. And, you know, you may create the situation where somebody chimes in and comments and says, hey, Ralph, you know, what's up with this article that you just posted on your Facebook page? Hey, what's this all about? You know, that gives you the opportunity to strike up this conversation, possibly awaken someone. But very, very interesting information coming out once again on the influences of what is happening with our sun impacting the earth and your human body. Remember, you're just a biological creature that God created. And you know, the human body, it's tough, but it's also sensitive at the same time. But once again, make sure you stay tuned, because today is going to be an interesting day. There's no doubt about that. This is Scott from Planet X News and the Nibiru channel. I'd like to thank all of you for watching, and stay tuned.